Hello everyone and welcome to the latest series edition for the WCS League. I'm Bo Albert and each week I'll be guiding you through a hot lap around one of the 6 rounds that make up this brilliant series calendar. At the end of it all, one of you will walk away being crowned as the WCS RaceRoom TCR champion, brought to you by the crew at HM Engineering. We kick things off in sunny Budapest at the Hungary, at the wheel of Johan Kristoffersen's VW Golf, although we can expect those in the Hondas to be arguably the favourites come qualifying. The lap kicks off with a spectacularly hard braking zone for turn 1, bringing the car all the way down to second gear, using every last inch of the road here to maximise our run into turn 2, which provides the drivers with an overtaking opportunity. But to be quick here, it's all about patience. Make your way to that inside curb and don't let it go. Hold it all the way around before committing to the throttle. Get this wrong and you can say goodbye to your lap time after just 2 corners. Turn 4 is all about getting your seatbelts tightened and testing your bravery. Downshifting into 4th gear and launching the car over the inside curb. The car constantly wanting to snap over to here. Bring the car over to the left hand side and set yourself up for a long ride to begin a very demanding sequence of events here. Getting into the chicane up here is all about commitment. How brave are you willing to be over the curbs, which will very much throw the car around. You can see, hit the inside curb, but it throws it all the way around. Wants to snap over there, in the grass a little bit there. Just commit your way back to the right, bring it into this fast left-hander down to 3rd gear, and it's all about carrying the speed all the way through. You can see the car constantly wanting to rotate. You get the sector 2 time in just a few moments time, and you can see, bam, 113.2 at this point. The car just dancing. I can really grip limited are these TCR cars. Front wheel drive though, you can just plant the throttle and you'll be all good to go. Hard braking zone into the 3rd last corner, down to 2nd gear, and use all the AstroTurf here to maximize your speed into what will be a sequence of corners. This long left-hander, just keep it as tight as you can and get on the power and try and set yourself up for the run with a long right, which will get you back to the start-finish line, where you can hopefully set a brilliant lap time and get yourself on the front row of the grid here for the WCS RaceRoom TCR Series. That was a lap time around the Hungary. 153.1 is the time to beat.
Hello everyone and welcome to WCS League for a brand new league, the World Touring Car Championship, WTCR, and this is the week 1 round from Hungary. The first time that WCS League has raced in RaceRoom Racing Experience. We're expanding, we're making the league bigger every single time, and this is a very big and bright looking league that we have here today. $100 up for grabs for the champion at the end of the league, $60 for second, $40 for third. There's a lot at stake and plenty of very successful, very fast drivers here today as well to battle it out for that prize pool. We have famous RaceRoom Racing Experience driver Adam Pinces from Hungary, of course, at his home Grand Prix circuit. And also we have some more drivers from the world of RaceRoom Racing Experience. Francesco Panabianco is currently at the top of the timesheet with a 1:52.093. Fantastic opening lap from him. He's being followed at present by Slaven Stulic in 2nd position. And doing a great job there with a 1:52.203. Other drivers to look out for, we have a few other drivers who I've seen racing before. Ryan Elliott, I know, is a very quick peddler in a touring car, and I'm also looking forward to seeing the potential of Nikola Nesic, Ilya Bracalo, and Mihaljo Juric. I hope I pronounced all of those correctly. My apologies if I didn't. 12 drivers so far in the service. So we have a decent number of drivers preparing to do battle and go at it around the Hockenheim circuit. Meanwhile, Adam Pinches is on a very, very fast lap here, just crossing the start-finish line and going pole position provisionally. 151.710. That's a very, very impressive lap from Adam Pinches. Currently at the top by about 0.3 of a second, which is an impressive margin in any car, let alone a touring car, where the gaps tend to be really quite small. Over 0.3 of a second there, ahead of the second placed driver. So currently the top three separated by under 0.4 of a second. We're just watching Nikola Nesic. He's just completed his flying lap. Stayed 5th on that last run, I believe. Did Nesic? So the qualification results are in. It's Adam Pinces on pole position here, followed by, whoa, something has gone very wrong. We actually have 36 seconds left in qualifying. My apologies. Something went a bit wonky on my screen there. Qualification results flashed up. That's kind of confused me. Okay, so apparently qualifying has finished. My apologies. Still getting used to the RaceRoom racing experience sim. Not completely used to how it works or the graphics or anything like that. We will get used to them as the series continues. It is Adam Pinces who takes pole position here at the Hockenheim ring. Not the Hockenheim ring, the Hungary ring, wrong H ring, followed by Slaven Stulic in second position. Francesco Panabianco takes third place, followed by Chris Shepard, Nikola Nesic, Mihaljo Juric, Antonio. Now what does that say? I am partially, oh golly. Antonio Armiento. My apologies. I had it far too small on my screen for my short-sighted eyes. Ryan Elliott is 8th position, followed by Ilya Bracalo, and then Stefano Screamer. And the two other drivers on our list, I can't actually see them right yet, but I will definitely give you a full rundown of the grid when I can. So not long now until the start of the first of 3 races that we have here today. It's going to be 3 15-minute races, short sprints. And away we go for the start of the first one. It's go, go, go down towards turn 1. Adam Pinces gets a good launch off the line. Look at Francesco Panabianco coming through into second as well. He's made a very, very good start from the second row of the grid. He's already alongside Panabianco trying to sweep around the outside. And there's contact for the lead. And off goes Pinces. Pinces and Panabianco making contact there in turn 1. And that means that Slaven Stulic leads the race. Goodness gracious me, what happened there? Nikola Nesic is in second place, followed by Juric, and Panabianco has recovered to 4th place. Adam Pinces has already dropped down to 7th place on his home track at the Hungary ring. Goodness me, dramatic start. And I was not expecting to see anything like that. This is just the first lap of the race, but then again, it is a very, very short race. They need to be careful, as well as they need to push, they also need to make sure they get to the finish. Through the chicane we go for the first time of asking. Luckily, everyone seems to get through all right. It's a bit of a pinch point sometimes, but they've got through without too much of a problem. Stulic already building out a lead. It's over half a second already between him and Nesic. Whoa, big slide in 4th place there. That was Panabianco getting very, very sideways. And look at this. Through on the inside goes Chris Shepard. Shepard taking advantage. and keeping his nose on the inside there as they head towards the final sector of the course. The Golf passes the Ford there, the Hyundai, sorry, not the Ford. Up the hill, they head towards the final corner. This is where Panabianco can hope to get back to. Oh my word! And look at Pinces in the background there, sliding into the side of Ryan Elliott. That was a bit close between the two of them there. They did make contact in the final corner. Now we get slipstreaming coming into play. What can Panabianco do about Shepard? What can Pinces do about Elliott? Pinces and Elliott side by side there, and Pinces sweeps around the outside. Does he? He's going to have to hold it. Elliott keeps it on the inside, runs him towards the curb, says you're going to have to go through me if you're going to get past me. And Ryan Elliott keeps 6th position for now. It's Stulic followed by Nesic, Juric, Shepard, Panabianco, Elliott, Pinces, Armiento, Canio, Brecalo, Tomicic, and then Screamer, the 12 drivers in this race. Screamer dropped a long way back on the opening lap of the race. He's about 10 seconds back, so he probably had a spin or something on the opening lap of the race. And look at Pinces, a very, very aggressive move up the inside of Ryan Elliott, rubs his way past, door handle to door handle racing. Almost knocking off his wing mirrors. Elliott tries the same move on the inside. He says, if you're going to be that aggressive to me, I am not going to do you any favors. Someone goes into the wall in the background there. I think that was Brecalo. It was indeed Brecalo. Rubbed along the crash barrier. But Ryan Elliott, another forceful move to get past Adam Pinces. Obviously not impressed by Pinces' move, and look at that. And that was Antonio Armiento doing another forceful move, rubbing door handles, shoving his way past, and making it stick. Goodness me, it's like these drivers are using each other to turn. Pinces gets the switchback, gets back past Armiento towards the carousel. That was a great move there from Pinces as Armiento went wide. Now back onto the start-finish straight they head for another time of asking. More slipstreaming about to take place. Pinces approaching the back of Elliott's car once again. These two have already caused sparks in this race so far. Might be about to cause some more. Elliott's going wide. Pinces coming through on the inside, and again there's contact. I said they might do that. Goodness me. Pinces is going to have the outside line for the next corner for turn 2. He's going to have to hold it on all the way around the outside of a downhill carousel. That's difficult to do, but the next corner is a right-hander, and Elliott covers it off. Make sure, and there's more contact. Elliott very nearly spun. If that wasn't a front-wheel drive car there, he would have been in serious, serious trouble. But yeah, just covering off Pinces' path, make sure that he can't get up his inside for the right-hander. The inside, of course, is the shortest route around the corner, and Elliott leaves it wide open, and again there's contact. These two just cannot stop coming together. Bang, bang, bang towards the chicane. Pinces breaks later. Pinces gets through into 6th place. Over the curbs goes Elliott. Elliott might get the switchback. He goes back up the inside. They rub wheels again. And this time, Adam Pinces appears to have pulled the move. And Elliott knows that he needs to get back past Pinces as quickly as he possibly can. Pinces is the pole sitter. He's theoretically the fastest driver at this track. He might well extend his advantage over Elliott and start chasing Francesco Panabianco if Elliott cannot do anything in this amount of time. But he's got Antonio Armiento right on his tail as well, trying to look this way and that to look for a way past. And I think that might well be it for Ryan Elliott for now in terms of his chances. Meanwhile, up front, Nikola Nesic is coming under more pressure than before, I think, from Mihailo Juric. They're definitely closing up there for 2nd and 3rd place. Less than half a second separating them as they cross the start-finish line that last time around. And Stulic with a faster lap on that last time around, I think. Currently stuck behind his rival. Those two drivers, both Slovenians, both from the same part of the world, relatively near to this Hockenheim circuit. I say relatively, still quite a long distance if you're going to travel by car. But whatever the case, the The two of them currently dropping back from Slaven Stulic. Stulic has the race under control, it seems, for the time being. 1.5 seconds is his advantage to Nikola Nesic behind. And the number one on the side of his car, the number one, the order as well, doing a great job of it so far. As behind him, Nesic and Juric do battle. And then you have about 1.5 seconds back to Chris Shepherd as well, who is waiting to pounce if something goes wrong between the two of them. Then about 2 seconds to Panabianco, 1.4 seconds to Pincers, and Pincers I think may have just made a slight error, but got away with it more or less okay. Another battle that's heating up is that for 10th place between Timicic and Brekalo. Brekalo right on his tail, although they are fighting for the lower parts of the order due to issues earlier on in the day. Down towards turn 1 we head once again, and I tell you what, yeah, it looks to me as if Timicic is going to come under attack this time around from Brekalo. Brekalo pulls out to the outside in the Gulf. The Audi is stuck on the inside line, and through is going to go Brekalo, getting the switchback, and that's 10th place done and dusted for the Gulf with yellow wing mirrors. Is it? Yes, it is. Gets it turned in. I wasn't sure whether he was going to find an Audi stuck on his inside if he tried to turn in or not, but he's got away with it relatively nicely there. So, just 6.5 minutes remaining now until the checkered flag flies. It's now or never for a lot of these drivers, and still, the battle for second is close. I wouldn't be surprised if there is a change between the two of them before this race ends. Mihailo Juric still absolutely stuck to the tail of Nikola Nesic ahead of him. Wide goes Chris Shepherd in the background, and his gracious me. Out over the AstroTurf, and what country's in that direction? Is it Croatia? Possibly. Almost ended up at the final corner. The amount of wideness he went, if that is the correct way of saying it. Now look at Juric out of the final corner. Less than 0.3 of a second separates him from Nesic. You can throw a blanket over the two of them. Juric in the slipstream, gets the overspeed, takes a look to the inside of Nesic, tries to unsettle him. Nesic brakes. Well, he brakes on time. I was worried he was going to brake late there, but Nesic, a more stable head than that, keeps his second place for the time being. Mihailo Juric challenging. 5 minutes left in this race. We're 2/3 of the way in already. My goodness, does time fly. Although we do have 3 races here to look out for today. So the end of this race is by no means the end of the racing action. And you have plenty more opportunity to make moves, to gain points, to gain positions, to show your rivals exactly who's boss. And Juric is going to need to make his move soon because he is very much running out of time. Alongside that, Adam Pincers is gaining on Panabianco in the background. Sorry, I think I made a mistake earlier. It seems that Juric is from Serbia and Nesic is from Slovenia. That's weird since they both have the same flag on my screen, so something has gone a bit wonky there. My mistake, or not my mistake. If it okay, never mind. Whichever the case, that's what I've been told. As I was saying, Adam Pincers right on the back of Panabianco for 5th place. They look like they're going to have a slipstreaming duel down the start-finish straight, as well as Nesic, Juric, and maybe even Shepherd might as well. Shepherd definitely getting advantage from the slipstream of Juric ahead. I think Pincers might have a move here. Oh, look at that. That's late defense from Panabianco. Pincers tries to keep to the inside. Panabianco panics a bit, goes wide over the AstroTurf. Pincers is coming through. It looks to me as if Pincers wasn't quite expecting him to defend that late, and they ended up almost pushing each other through the corner. And now Pincers ducks underneath him, makes the move stick, gets through into 5th position. And now what can he do about chasing after Chris Shepherd? I don't think much, since he's got 3 seconds to gain in just 3 minutes. That's a second per minute, and that is pretty much ungainable on Chris Shepherd unless there is a mistake from the cars in front, even though Adam Pincers is an extremely fast peddler. That is, unless of course Panabianco can get back past him. Oh, contact! Panabianco's almost sent him for a spin there. Pincers goes sideways, manages to hold it. That was close. Pincers lost about 0.3 of a second in that as well. Goodness me, I was going to say Panabianco definitely did not look like he was going to take it lying down and leave him to accelerate away. And I think that just proved my point. And look at that, Panabianco taking another look to the outside of Pincers. He is definitely not willing to let Pincers get away into the distance. This is awesome, crazy racing, says Mr. Comke in the YouTube chat. Indeed, it is. Thank you very much for tuning in. Awesome, crazy racing. Look again at Pincers. Pincers going side by side with Panabianco, and again Panabianco touches his rear end down through turn 1. This is the final lap of the race, I believe. And they're touching wheels, touching bumpers in the early part of the lap. This is Panabianco's last chance of getting up into 5th place. This is Jirich's last chance of getting up into 2nd. What can Shepherd do about 3rd? I think Shepherd might be a little way too far off for now. Panabianco really aggressive on the back of Pincers. I think Pincers isn't being able to get away from him because he's simply being too unsettled by the sight of the bouncing Frenchman in his rear view mirrors. Must be very disconcerting for him, but Panabianco doing everything that he should be, and possibly more at this point in the race. Towards the end of the lap comes Slaven Stulic. There is just 17 seconds on the clock, so I don't think we're going to get another lap of racing here. So Slaven Stulic coming through the final corner of the race. He's driven fantastically. He's going to win by almost 2 seconds in a 15-minute race. That's fantastic from Slaven Stulic, who crosses the line and wins the first race of WCS League WTCR. Nikola Nasic is 2nd, 3rd is Mihail Jiric, Chris Shepherd is 4th, Adam Pincers holds on to 5th, Francesco Panabianco is 6th, Ryan Elliott finishes almost on the grass there in P7, Antonio Armiento has been in the wars a bit, but he is in P8, Filippo Canio is in P9, Ilya Brekalo rounds out the top 10, Milan Tomicic is going to be P11, and Stefano Screamer is coming around the final corner for P12. Don't go anywhere, we're going to have the second race coming up for you very shortly. 3 races in total today. We have a quick advert break, and we will be right back. Welcome back, everyone, to the Hungary for race 2, of round 1 of the WTCR WCS League Championship. The race is coming up very, very shortly. Of course, we have 6 rounds in this series. This is only the first one, and the prize money is for the champion at the end of the series, rather than these individual races, which is why consistency is so important. After this round at the Hungary Ring, we also have a round in a week's time at the Slovakia Ring. Then a week after that, Zandvoort, followed by Red Bull Ring, Hockenheim Ring, and the Salzburg Ring will have the final. It's a fast track. I'm really looking forward to that one. Now, the race is just about to get underway. We have 20 seconds until lights out. The drivers just lining up on the grid. And at the front of the field, once again, we are going to have our usual... That doesn't look right. My apologies if I'm getting something wrong. Whatever the case, it's going to be go, go, go. And it's Antonio Armiento who leads the race off the line, followed by Panabianco and Pinces as they head down towards turn 1. Armiento's got a really good start there in the Hyundai. That was really, really good. With Panabianco diving through on the inside and taking the lead, and again there's contact in turn 1. That's 2 races in a row now that the leaders have made contact in turn 1. He goes wide. Armiento retakes the lead. Panabianco second. Pinces comes through in 3rd place, followed by Elliott, and again Panabianco dives. Goodness me. Armiento gets hit from behind by Pinces, and Panabianco loves that diving move, doesn't he? Many drivers going wide there on the exit of turn 3. Now as we head up through turn 4 towards turn 5, Adam Pinces looks like he might be about to challenge Panabianco and Armiento in the 2 identically liveried Hyundais, bouncing their way through the chicane 1 and 2, both number 8 confusingly. I wish that wasn't the case, but I'm afraid it is. Then it's Pinces, Elliott, Jurich and Shepard. And we're about to enter the slipstreaming zone, the part with the long straights, especially the start-finish straight. This is where the drivers are going to have their first opportunity to really shake up the order after the start. Look in the background at is that Steven Stulich? Yes, it is. Attacking Nikola Nesic, who he was racing with in the first race. My apologies for not understanding the grid procedure for this race. It's actually a top 8 reverse grid, which is why the top 8 finishers of the first race were reversed to make up the grid order for race 2. I thought that was only going to happen for race 3. Sorry for the confusion. Anyway, onto the back straight. Chris Shepard going defensive from Nikola Nesic behind him. He knows that Nesic is quick. He knows that he can't allow him to get through in these early stages of the race. Nesic takes a look, possibly goes for a dive. No, he's too far back and he knows it. That's a wise time to back out. Pinces going for second, attacking Armiento, going around the outside of turn 2. That's a difficult move to make, and there's very well, they brush wheels, and now they do a bit more than brush wheels on the exit of the corner. Pinces gets the drive, runs into the side of Armiento. They both make it through, and Pinces again will be on the inside line for turn 4. Turns in, uses Armiento to make the corner, basically to turn in, and Pinces goes up to second. Armiento drops to third. As we have, I think, another mistake from Stefano Screamer. He's facing backwards. He's in the barrier at the top of turn 4. Didn't see exactly how that happened, but there's definitely been an incident involving him. Ryan Elliott there touching Armiento into the S's. Going for a podium. We saw in race 1 that Elliott and Pinces had an absolute ding-dong scrap. 2 of the most aggressive drivers in the field. And Elliott will want to make his way past Armiento as soon as he possibly can. Dives out, goes to the inside. Armiento sees him, runs wide, keeps the place for now. Elliott might look for a cutback here. Oh, that's nicely done, but he's going to be on the outside for the final corner, which may actually set him up well for the straight. But look at that, through on the inside, and that was Mihailo Juric, who saw the gap opening, knew that he had to go for it, went for it, absolutely clobbered into the side of Elliott, cost Elliott his run onto the start-finish straight, and now it's Juric attacking Armiento rather than Elliott. Sorry if I just bumped my microphone a little bit there. And contact again, and that's Juric and Elliott both getting into the back of each other, and off the road goes Juric into the barrier, spins around and around, and backwards now faces Mihailo Juric, and he is going to be furious at that. Goodness me, it gets going again. He's in 9th position now. We've had further problems for Screamer, Tomicic, and Brekalo. All three of those a long way back. So the bottom 4 really badly affected in this race so far. Mihailo Juric, well, he'll want to make up at least one place. Otherwise, he won't even be able to benefit from the reverse grid in this race. So that was a dramatic incident there. Chris Shepherd now is up to 3rd. And Armiento looks like he's under serious pressure from Elliott, just as he was a lap ago. Elliott very nearly up the inside. Contact again, rubs his rear bumper. This is furious scrapping. I wasn't quite prepared for just how aggressive these drivers would be today. But the cars just look so planted, don't they? They don't look at any risk of going off, except for when they do, in Juric's case. Fantastic racing between all of them. As we head onto the start-finish straight, Pinces looks like he might be about to line up Panabianco. What can the Cupra driver do about taking the lead? Panabianco runs wide. That's going to set him up for a dodgy run onto the back straight. Also, Armiento might be about to challenge Shepherd in the background. Pinces not quite close enough to attack Panabianco this time around, or is he? Definitely looked like he was trying to unsettle him. Now look at Felipe Canio taking a look to the inside of Stulic. Stulic himself taking a look to the inside of Armiento. And the lead's changing. I thought it was. I think they very nearly swapped places going down that second straight there. Pinces certainly got alongside Panabianco, and he looks like he might get alongside him again. Possibly on the exit of turn 4 towards turn 5. I was going to say he won't make a dive there, but considering what I've seen so far today, I wouldn't put it past him. Down towards the chicane. Corner's designed to aid overtaking, yet it's a very tight chicane and relatively fast forward it is, so it doesn't really aid overtaking at all. Usually at this track, the main overtaking opportunities are down into turn 1 and potentially turn 2 as well, and bits of the 3rd sector, including this next corner that we're coming up to now. Pinces not close enough to make a move this time around yet. Whereas in the background, that is a move. Felipe Canio getting past Nikola Nesic, is it? Oh wait, no, it's the other way around. It's Nesic challenging Canio, shoving him in the side. That's another story we're going to have to keep our eyes on. And now surely Pinches will have a chance. Just 0.2 of a second separate the two of them as they cross the start-finish line this time around. This has got to be Pinces' chance. Panabianco goes defensive. Pinces goes to the outside. He's going to get the switch back. Contact pushes him around the corner. Panabianco did exactly what he needed to there. Parked the car on the apex right where Pinces wanted to go. Said that, you know, if you want to take that line, you're going to have to push me around the corner. Pinces very nearly scoops up the rear end of Panabianco's car. Out and up the hill. And Panabianco needs to make sure that whatever happens, he holds on to it. Because Pinces is going to be prying at his rear end just like that. Shoving him from the right, shoving him from behind, shoving him from the left. And if he loses it, it is all over. This is tremendous pressure from Adam Pinces. This is probably the most pressure I've ever seen a driver put on another driver. Somehow they don't spin going into the S's. Panabianco holds the lead. He's doing everything that he should do. Lesser drivers may be deterred by the relentless prodding from behind. Yet Panabianco is holding fast. Towards the final couple of corners we head. We've got about 6 minutes remaining until the flag falls. That's about 3 laps after this one. Panabianco, Pinces, Shepard, Armiento, Stulic, Nesic, Canio, Elliott, Juric, Brekalo, Screamer, and Tomicic. That's the order of this race so far. And now Pinches might well challenge again. Surely he's got to. Goes to the outside. Oh no! And spins! Panabianco spins! It looked to me as if they moved over on each other in the braking zone. And Panabianco has come off worse. He's spun in the braking zone of turn 1. Adam Pinces leads the race, and that is not the way that I wanted to see him take it. Shepard is second. Panabianco holds third, but he's going wide. Armiento is coming up his inside, just as he did on the first lap of the race. And through as well comes Steven Stulic. Contact, bangs wheels. Panabianco holds fourth for now. Steven Stulic has to settle for fifth. As we head towards turn 4 once again. And Panabianco's heart will have sunk. He knows that he had a proper opportunity to keep the lead of the race and win that. Meanwhile, Armiento runs wide. Panabianco is going back through to third. He still might salvage a podium from this. And through. Oh my word. Armiento hopping over the curb. Sorry, Stulic hopping over the curb. Knocking his way past Armiento. In this league, you don't have overtakes, you have barges. It's proper touring car racing. Steven Stulic gets the run, passes Panabianco up the inside. No, he doesn't. Panabianco brakes later, but he's going to run slightly wide. Actually, no, he isn't. That was a great corner there from Francesco Panabianco. Less than 4 minutes to go in this race now. And this battle for third place between Panabianco, Stulic and Armiento is really, really hot. Steven Stulic less than 0.2 of a second behind him. That's pretty much a bumper's width as he comes out of the final corner towards the start-finish straight. Goes to the outside. Panabianco needs to make sure not to make contact in the same place 2 laps in a row. That would be gutting. And now, of course, in all of that melee, that means that Adam Pinces now leads this race by 3 seconds from Chris Shepard. That's a huge advantage from Adam Pinces. Biggest advantage we've seen in this league's history so far. Not that it has much competition, since this is the first day of this league ever. Now up the hill they head again. Stulic, less than half a second behind Panabianco. Armiento, half a second behind Stulic. Nesic only 1.3 seconds behind them as well, waiting to pounce. And less than 2.5 minutes left on the clock for them to do it in. This is absolute drama, as the official WCS League channel says that. Mr. Conke says it's very nice WCS moved to RaceRoom. Indeed, yeah, we're very much expanding. We've got RaceRoom, we've got R Factor 2, and we're also planning things on F1 2019 and iRacing, as well as potentially other leagues as well. I can't tell you exactly what's being planned because, quite simply, I don't know. Of course, the league organisers have plenty of ideas, and plenty more is going to be announced very, very shortly. So definitely keep your eyes open and wait for more WCS League action in the future. Now take a look at, is that Stulic going to the inside? Challenging Panabianco. It looked as if he was going to make a full-on dive, and they all go wide over the AstroTurf on the extra turn 1. Panabianco, this entire race has come under such immense pressure. He's going to be having nightmares tonight. Up towards turn 4, Steven Storlich. Still absolutely, or Slaven Storlich, I don't know why I keep calling him Steven. My apologies. Slaven Storlich. How many times have I called him Steven? My apologies. His name is definitely not Steven, it is Slaven. Chasing down Francesco Panabianco. Doesn't have much more opportunity to do it in. This is, I think, the final lap of the race. I don't think Pintus is going to complete this lap in the next 30 seconds. So Adam Pintus enters the final sector of the course, but still the battle rages for third. Might well change in the final sector. Storlich surely has to make a dive. He does! He goes to the inside. Slight contact and Panabianco gets out ahead. Goodness, I thought that was going to end in tears. Out to the final corner comes Adam Pintus. And the pole sitter from race 1 is going to take the victory from race 2. Adam Pintus crosses the start finish line and wins it. Great job from him. Chris Shepard is second, 3 seconds back. Panabianco holds under third. Brilliant drive from him. Fourth is Storlich. Fifth is Armiento. Sixth is Nesic. Canio 7th. Elliott 8th. Jurich 9th. Screamer 10th. Brekalo 11th. Actually, it's close between Screamer, Brekalo, and Tomicic. This might still change, and around goes Screamer. Screamer gets spun on the final lap of the race. He points backwards. Brekalo stops with him. Tomicic is going to claim 10th place in all of that. So Tomicic comes through the final corner and finishes in 10th position. And it's going to be relatively close between Screamer and Brekalo. They made contact on the final lap of the race. And I'm sure that if they want to, the stewards will look into that. And that is that race done and dusted. The winning margin was 3.366 seconds. Fantastic there from Adam Pintus. I believe we're about to go for another advert break. So don't go anywhere. We still have race 3 coming up very, very shortly. And if races 1 and 2 have been anything to go by, it is going to be absolute furious racing. Be right back. Welcome back, everyone. We're just a couple of seconds now, 27 seconds away from the start of race 3 here at the Hungaroring. Race 3 of the World Touring Car Championship of WCS League on RaceRoom. It's going to be Ryan Elliott who's on pole for this race 3, followed by Felipe Canio, Nicola Nesic, and then Armiento is going to be starting from 4th position. Adam Pintus, last race's winner, will be starting from 8th, and race 1 victor. Actually, who won race 1? Race 2 was so furious I can't remember. Anyway, go, go, go. The race has begun. And they're going 3 wide immediately. Canio, Elliott and Nesic. And Armiento getting involved as well down towards turn 1. It looks to me like Nesic, no, Canio may have the inside line here as we head up the hill. So Canio leads the race in the early stages. He is alongside Nikolai Nesic. Side by side heading down towards turn 2. Oh, contact between the leaders again. That's 3 races in a row that they've made contact in the first 2 corners of the race. Canio has to slot in behind him, so Nesic leads from Canio. Oh, into the wall hard. Someone's off, and it's... Who is that? It's Stulic, race 1 winner. Slaven Stulic has slammed into the barrier, lost his front bumper. That's hugely disappointing for him. He's going to have to make a pit stop, surely. And I did not see how that was caused, but that was a huge hit into the barrier there. Out of the chicane for the first time, still Nesic leading from Canio. Canio right behind him. It'll be interesting to see how the order changes this time as they go into the start-finish straight. Look at 3rd place now, Armiento and Panabianco. These two were coming together in the early stages of race 2, and through on the inside goes Panabianco. A great move, makes it stick, but goes off on the exit and still makes it stick. Panabianco 3rd, Armiento 4th, and just behind him, our pole sitter Ryan Elliott, who did not get a good start, is having to defend furiously from his rival Adam Pinces. Pinces, amazingly, the only driver today to take the cup run. Surprised about that because it's proving quick. Pinces now up the inside of Armiento, makes it stick. Oh, contact in the background. That's Armiento and Shepard making contact. Armiento being sprung off to the outside, keeping the position. And at the end of the first lap, Slipstream Central is about to unfold. Watch as that's Panabianco goes to the inside of Canio for 2nd place. Door-to-door contact. And Panabianco gets the place, I think, if he can hold it around the outside. Also, Pinces and Elliott are side by side for 4th. Elliott keeps it on the inside. Nicely done. Up the hill once again. Pinces gets the better run. Slaven Stulic instead, he did not make a pit stop on that last lap, felt that it would be too time consuming, and to be honest that may end up being the best decision, although it's going to be difficult for him to score points now. Pinces has passed Elliott on the inside there. 4th place goes the way of Adam Pinces for now, and he's right on the tail of Filippo Canio immediately, and Canio himself is already on the back of Panabianco. Nikola Nesic already has a 1.5 second lead over Francesco Panabianco, really extending that advantage in the early stages of this race. Wide again goes Chris Shepard in the background, gets a good run on Juric, backs out of it. Seems to go wide there pretty much every time of asking. Up the hill we go once again towards the main straight, and we've got a whole chain of slipstreaming cars about to take advantage from one another. What can Pinches do on the back of Canio? I'm more interested here in Juric on the back of Armiento. They look like they're going to change for sure. Actually, Canio goes defensive from Pinches. Pinches not able to drive around the outside of him. Juric goes up to 5th. 6th, sorry, ahead of Armiento. Armiento down to 7th. Chris Shepard taking a look around the outside, possibly. Not quite. Through to 3rd goes Pinces. He's still side by side with Canio as they head through turn 3, rubbing wheels. Lucky not to lock wheels. That could have been disastrous. That could have ended up with a Slaven Stulic-esque accident. And luckily it didn't. Pinces gets through. He's now got 1.5 seconds to gain to catch Francesco Panabianco ahead of him. Filippo Canio right behind him, but now coming under attack himself from Ryan Elliott. Up through the S's towards the end of the lap. Wide again goes Canio. Elliott right in his tail, the gap less than 0.3 of a second. Nenad Vladisavljevic, I think, says go, 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 Nesic. And Nesic is currently going well, leading this race as Elliott and Canio battle for 4th position. Elliott up the inside, gets 4th place done. Probably our most routine overtake of the meeting so far. And keeps it on the inside for the final corner. Now we head out towards the start-finish straight again. Can Canio possibly slipstream him back? Elliott goes defensive. He knows that the Hyundai is going to be right in his tail. A Honda famous for its straight line speed, though. It's a very slippery car through the air. Towards turn 1. And Elliott keeps the place. Canio is 5th. Chris Shepherd there gets up into 7th ahead of Amiento. Less than 9 minutes remaining in this race now and in this round. And we have a whole chain of cars streaming through. Elliott, Canio, Jurich, Shepherd, Amiento, Brekalo. Then we have a big gap back to Tomicic, Stulic and Screamer. And actually Stulic did just pass Screamer because Screamer has been off the road. So problems have occurred for those 3 near the back there. But up in front, it's pretty much anyone's game. Pinces has now caught up to the back of Panabianco as well, just to make sure that we don't know where to look. And that's for 2nd place. Pinces needs to make sure he gets past him quickly, because the longer he spends behind him, the more time Nikola Nesic has to get up the road. Although Nesic not pulling away at this point in time, the gap's remaining relatively stationary, relatively stagnant. Filippo Canio again takes a look to the outside of Jurich, tries to get the switch back, and finds nothing but grass on his inside. Fills his grill with a mouthful of shrubbery, of undergrowth, sorry. And defends from Shepherd, who goes to the outside. Ahead of him as well, that's Jurich getting back past Elliott. Jurich makes the dive, makes it stick, so does Shepherd. But Shepherd is now going to be on the inside. Oh, look at Jurich. Oh no. Elliott dives up his inside, more contact. And keeps the place, so does Shepherd, does he? Amiento is going to be on his outside. Amiento gets back through. Amiento has the inside for turn 4. He is definitely up into 6th position once again. This is very much anyone's game at this stage in the race. Side by side, rubbing wheels, Canio and Brekalo. Brekalo trying to gain advantage from this as well. Rubs his way through. Brekalo's a driver we haven't really seen that much of so far today, but very much getting his elbows out now. Meanwhile, we've had a problem for Tomicic. He's spun at turn 4, dropping further back. And the lead, very briefly there, came down to below 1 second, so I believe Panabianco is catching Nesic as well as Pinces is catching Panabianco. Pinces might actually have an attack at Panabianco this time around. He looks close enough to me as we head through the final corner. Pinces knows what to do. He's one of the fastest drivers we have here, if not the fastest. Gets in the slipstream of Panabianco. Heads down towards turn 1. Panabianco goes defensive. Pinces takes a look to the inside. Decides better of it. I think it was Panabianco in race 1 who went so defensive that they ended up pushing each other through that corner. And Pinces does not want a repeat of that. Those two, of course, also made contact in race 2 while fighting for the lead of the race. Meanwhile, Elliott and Amiento again are side by side for 5th. Elliott on the outside, Amiento on the inside. Elliott gets fifth. Goes off. Goes wide, rather. Now Amiento is side by side with Shepard, also in the background. Brecalo and Canio still going at it. Brecalo stays ahead. Shepard on the inside of Amiento. Shoves him out onto the grass, gives him a face full of the same undergrowth that he ate a lap ago. Oh, goodness me. Running right the way over the chicane. Bouncing up in the air like my sister at a One Direction concert. And wide again goes Amiento. So what can Adam Pincers do this time around? Less than 4 minutes remaining in the race. And the battle for second looks sure to change. Panabianco trying to back him up through that last corner there. Just so that Pincers doesn't get the run onto the straight, but he does. Pincers gets an excellent run. And surely this is going to be it. Oh, they're rubbing again. Panabianco with another late defending move, sorry. And once again, Pincers just finds his car too wide. So still Panabianco holds that second place. Still Pincers holds that third place. Chris Shepard once again is side by side with Amiento. Amiento, he's off the road on the inside, on the grass there. You never see that. I bet that grass hasn't felt the weight of a tyre in, well, ever. He was completely off on the inside there, almost rubbing up against the barrier. That was insane there from Amiento, and Chris Shepard has taken advantage of it and gone through. Whether that'll stick or not, we don't know, because this race has been so furious. It's really proven itself tremendously unpredictable. Right, now, take 3 for Pincers this time around, potentially. He's still sticking in that slipstream of Panabianco ahead. Towards the final couple of corners. And Pincers will be really thinking about his exit to the final corner here. He'll really... Oh, look at that! It's like a train through there! I've seen snails go faster than that as Panabianco tries to back up Pincers, and they... Look at that! Right over to the wall! My goodness! Pincers goes through, light contact and more contact again on the exit. What can Panabianco do now? He's gone wide. He has to come back and defend his position. Pincers may have the advantage in this next corner. No, he doesn't, because there's not a car's gap on the inside. This is the final lap of the race. Panabianco has been defending so well. Up through the turn 4 towards turn 5. Past the crane on the inside. Hopefully that won't be needed. Towards the chicane. Pincers does not have many more opportunities. And I must say, I'm half expecting a dive here. Not precisely here, but here on the final lap of the race. The gap is less than 0.2 of a second. He's practically pushing Panabianco around the track. You can tell that Panabianco has pretty much given up going after Nesic. He just wants to defend this position from Pincers now. Goes to the inside at the last opportunity where Pincers might try a dive. Pincers does try that dive. Panabianco was wiser to it. And that might be Pincers' last chance. Pincers trying to unsettle the car as much as he can. And Panabianco once again holds strong. This is fantastic racing. Nikola Nesic wins Fantastic race from him. Panabianco holds under second. Brilliant drive. Pences is third. Mihaly Juric is going to be fourth. Fifth position is going to be Ryan Elliott. Chris Shepard is sixth. Antonio Armiento is seventh. Ilya Brecalo is eighth. Filippo Canio ninth. 10th will be Slaven Stulic, who will be very disappointed. He won race 1 and got spun off on the first lap of this race 3. We didn't see how it happened, but he's got heavy damage to the front of that car. 11th place will be Stefano Skrima, and 12th place will be Milan Tomicic. And that is how they will finish for the third of 3 races here today. Absolutely fantastic. In terms of driver of the day, I really don't know. There are so many people that it could go to. Adam Pinchers was obviously one of probably the quickest driver here today. Yet he had a dodgy race 1, and he was also a little bit too aggressive for my liking at times. Even though I think he may well have been completely just about within the in the rules. I think also Stulic did a great job to win that race 1. Nesic did a great job to win that race 3. But I have to say, I have been most impressed today by the intelligent racing from Panabianco. Just fantastic to hold off your opponent like that in both in race 2 and race 3. He just demonstrated so much intelligence, so much patience. Fantastic from Panabianco. My driver of the day goes to him. Remember to go to www.wcsleague.co.uk. You can actually get involved with this series or with other series like it. We're going to have some more fantastic series in the future with prizes up for grabs. And that is where you sign up for that. That is where you see the upcoming events. And make sure to join us if you're not racing back on YouTube. Same time next week. We're going to be back for another round of the WCS League WTCR Championship. And where are we? Sorry, let me double check the calendar. We are going to be at the Slovakia Ring. It's a kind of Marmite circuit. It's a track that some people really like, some people don't like. It's a home track to some. It's going to be interesting. Definitely look out for that. We will be back in a week's time. My goodness, we had some ferocious races today. I have no idea who the main contenders are going to be as the championship progresses. Well, I have some idea, but it really does look very unpredictable. Probably some of my most enjoyable races that I've commentated for a very long time. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I did. Thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you to the drivers for providing such a wonderful show for us here. Thank you as well to Mike Pitman for the cameras and the stream, and also for working with WCS League to bring us this wonderful league, along with everyone else who helped out as well. Thank you very much, and we will see you in a week's time. Good night.
Hello everyone and welcome to the latest series edition for the WCS League. I'm Bo Albert and each week I'll be guiding you through a hot lap around one of the 6 rounds that make up this brilliant series calendar. At the end of it all, one of you will walk away being crowned as the WCS RaceRoom TCR champion, brought to you by the crew at HM Engineering. We kick things off in sunny Budapest at the Hungary, at the wheel of Johan Kristoffersen's VW Golf, although we can expect those in the Hondas to be arguably the favourites come qualifying. The lap kicks off with a spectacularly hard braking zone for turn 1, bringing the car all the way down to second gear, using every last inch of the road here to maximise our run into turn 2, which provides the drivers with an overtaking opportunity. But to be quick here, it's all about patience. Make your way to that inside curb and don't let it go. Hold it all the way around before committing to the throttle. Get this wrong and you can say goodbye to your lap time after just 2 corners. Turn 4 is all about getting your seatbelts tightened and testing your bravery. Downshifting into 4th gear and launching the car over the inside curb. The car constantly wanting to snap over to here. Bring the car over to the left hand side and set yourself up for a long ride to begin a very demanding sequence of events here. Getting into the chicane up here is all about commitment. How brave are you willing to be over the curbs, which will very much throw the car around. You can see, hit the inside curb, but it throws it all the way around. Wants to snap over there, in the grass a little bit there. Just commit your way back to the right, bring it into this fast left-hander down to 3rd gear, and it's all about carrying the speed all the way through. You can see the car constantly wanting to rotate. You get the sector 2 time in just a few moments time, and you can see, bam, 113.2 at this point. The car just dancing again, really grip limited are these TCR cars. Front wheel drive though, you can just plant the throttle and you'll be all good to go. Hard braking zone into the 3rd last corner, down to 2nd gear, and use all the AstroTurf here to maximize your speed into what will be a sequence of corners. This long left-hander, just keep it as tight as you can and get on the power and try and set yourself up for the run through the long right, which will get you back to the start-finish line, where you can hopefully set a brilliant lap time and get yourself on the front row of the grid here for the WCS RaceRoom TCR Series. That was a lap time around the Hungary ring. 153.1 is the time to beat.